Hello and welcome to season 5 of the NGO Whisperer show. My name is Dr. Carolyne Opinde. I'm the founder of the NGO Whisperer and the convener of the NGO Whisperer Masterclass, the official sponsors of the NGO Whisperer show. Here at the NGO Whisperer, we provide technical support to nonprofits and social enterprises so they can successfully impact people's lives. Joining us today from London, United Kingdom is Dr. Veronica Nikki De Pina, the founder of Global Peace Let's Talk and one of the NGO Whisperer Global Fellows, class of 2021. Dr. Nikki, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Dr. Carolyne. It's a treasure to be here with you, and I'm greatly appreciating being able to share with you the story of Global Peace Let's Talk.
What inspired you to set up Global Peace Let's Talk and be part of the nonprofit sector as it is right now?
I've had a very long history in peace building, and I'm talking about South Africa. I was very fortunate to work for a big corporation named Eskom, who during the time of the change in South Africa were extremely involved in generating a space where peace could be discussed and leadership could support any initiative. So my whole career actually was involved in peace building in different areas. So after my corporate world, which I did in South Africa, different corporates, I then joined organizations that were involved completely with areas of peace building in different channels. And the first one is the International Institute Peace Through Tourism with Dr. Amori, who dedicated his entire life to supporting peace through tourism. I spent many years with this man and learned many things, and how it is possible that even in countries where there is so much conflict, you can still work on areas that you can support people coming together and finding ways to communicate, collaborate, and find peaceful solutions. So he was a really awesome, phenomenal person that I was able to work with. And after that, I joined another organization that worked with cities and said that if you can find people in huge communities, you just need to find one person that's doing something to bring people together through many different mediums: child rights, women's rights, young men, working with gangsters and trying to get them out of that profession. It's just so possible. So for me, the best part was meeting these people that on their own just stand up, gather a community, and start working on a collaboration for peace building. So that was also a great learning curve for me. And then after all these many years of working in environments of peace, I then decided that I now want, after all my learning, I now want to focus and then initiate an organization purposely so I could go and recognize these young people that I've said before on their own initiative are trying their best to bring a community together. And that was the story. I also want to share with you that I was actually on a training session with a gentleman named Osazi. And after this course, I was talking to him about Global Peace Let's Talk, the idea, the concept. And immediately he started giving me straight from his heart what he felt would just start making a difference and was positive. And then he said to me, Dr. Nikki De Pina, you need to now face your true north. What is in your heart and what is in your mind and your passion? make that come alive. Don't just keep it on paper or in your head. Take it and bring it alive. And immediately after that, within the next week, I took this man's advice and Global Peace Led Talk was initiated. And beyond that, there were other people in Africa. But remember, I've been working in different peace organizations, so I already had a huge network. And these are the people, when I said I want to start, I suddenly had this gathering of people from different countries, the DRC, Uganda, Cameroon, all over, that said, we stand with you, and this is what we think. And then the Global Peace Led Talk was initiated and launched as an organization.
Tell us, what is the focus of your work at Global Peace Led Talk? Where do you implement your projects? And who are you partnering with?
Global Peace Led Talk is focused mostly on young people because we've had our time. It is now for the youth to take the next step forward. So that's the beginning. It's their time. This is going to be their era. So I was very excited to be able to connect with young people that started their very own projects in the different countries. And let me just quickly give you one example. One very young man in the DR Congo, he sent me a message and he said to me, I want to start bringing children together to draw. I want to start a peace art. And I said to him, but they do it. And he said to me, what all do I need? I said, you just need your heart. So what he did for that Sunday, he gathered all these children walking around in the street. He invited them to one place. He gave them a crayon and paper and said, today we are going to draw. And the magic just happened. All these children just started on their own drawing pictures that they felt in their hearts was something to do with peace. Dr. Carolyne, I can tell you now, that was my greatest inspiration. So here's this young man, own initiative, young children talking peace. And so there was the passion. So if you ask me, who are all these people? They are young men, young women across the world, different countries, predominantly Africa. We're almost through the whole of Africa. And it's these young people that gather people in their community and then initiate different collaborations, different projects, like women sewing to earn their own living, like people standing up against where there are drugs or against conflict, because in many countries, young people are drawn to war because they are told you will get a free meal and here's a gun. And here are these young people saying, no, we can help you find a different way. So you can imagine this energy that it takes to be able to bring these children back from somebody telling them, here's a gun, and for that you're going to get food every day, and here's even some money. And to now turn them around and say, no, we will work this together, let's find another way. So this is Global Peace Led Talk. The whole project is to support the young people across the world that are initiating different projects within their communities so that people can start talking peace. There is great suffering. If I look at communities that are very compact and where there is extreme poverty, in those areas there is rape because the young women there have nowhere to hide. They don't have doors they can lock at night or burglar bars. They are exposed to these situations where they are insulted, assaulted, raped, beaten. So now you find a Global Peace Led Talk leader saying, come with me. We will create a circle of protection around you so that we can support you. And on top of that, they will then go out and talk to their communities and try and get these men that are doing this to stop doing it. So that is all about global peace. It's a recognition of young men, young women using their own initiative to gather people together and to also recognize those people in the community for the good they are doing.
How many countries are you present in right now, and how many members are there in Global Peace? Let's talk.
We in more than 44 countries globally, and also that we have, I would like to say, more than 2,000 members across all these 44 countries. And I'm just talking about the smaller groups. It's huge. The support is absolutely amazing that we're able to spread the news of peace building so widely. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nikki, for the amazing work you're doing, bringing people together to talk about peace through global peace. Let's talk, just as the name describes it. Now, Dr. Nikki, for the last 6 months here at the NGO Whisperer, we had the honor and the pleasure to have you as one of our global fellows, class of 2021. What inspired you, Dr. Nikki, to apply to be one of the NGO Whisperer Global Fellows from July to December 2021?
Dr. Carolyne, it all started with somebody referring us and sharing the story about you. And then very fortunately, you came and visited us and you did a presentation, and I was absolutely fascinated. And immediately after that, it was then organized that we would join your class, and the class started. So for 6 months, and I'm telling everybody on this platform now from my very heart and honestly, after all my years that I have been educated and working for preparation, I want to tell you that Dr. Carolyne literally turned my perception around and my life around, because she has a way of dealing and sharing information that is so genuine, beyond all the technical side of her association and on training you how to run NGOs. There's a whole different side which teaches you about compassion. It teaches you what to look for in other people. It teaches you how to look within yourself and recognize your potential and not to give up. So I can tell everyone with honesty that it was a meaningful, passionate 6 months. The learning was extremely, it's left something with me that I've never been able to have before. There's this uniqueness about the Whisperer. It stands on its own. That I can tell you. I have attended many training sessions, but this one, it sits with you. It won't leave you. It stays in your heart, because the learning is just so powerful and it's balanced. It gives you the technical, the hard side, but then it balances it with a soft side. You will not leave there thinking the same as you did before you started those 6 months. That I can promise you.
For the last 6 months, from July to December 2021, you are part of the masterclasses and the training that we offered every week. And out of those, which ones would you say stood out for you? Just share with us 3 of them.
Well, the first one is being able to put all your policies and procedures in position. Extremely detailed. There's nothing there that's been left out. That was my greatest learning, is in terms of the regulations, the laws, following the correct policies, setting up the correct procedures. That was a huge, huge learning, because that's not something that I was doing. And the second thing is that everything that you do when you're in a non-profit fundraising organization has to be extremely detailed, and it has to be open, and it has to be genuine, because checks and ticks are important. I learned that as well. Never, never try in starting an NGO and not having everything out there on the table. Make sure that everything you have is transparent. There's nothing that you can keep away. Make sure that you're following due process. That to me was huge learning, because when I started, it definitely didn't have the correct policies or the correct procedures. So we had to redo all of that. Working in an NGO environment, the details of that, what to focus on, that was another great learning area for me, is to make sure that every single area that you are going to be working on is detailed and explained clearly and fully, so that due process is followed. The other thing that I'm telling you quite a bit, all mixing together, was that funders are extremely strict. They will link with your organization and support you when everything is following due process. So it's the total of the process, the detail of that. It ended up me having to rewrite the whole of the planning for Global Peace Led Talk, because now I had the right information. Now I knew what was expected of an NGO, a credible NGO. So the whole process that I had before totally changed.
How have you applied what you have learned after the masterclasses and the training ended?
The first thing that has happened is that the planning stage has changed, because I now have a brand new board. I put people onto the Global Peace Let's Talk board based on what I have learned from the NGO Whisperer. People with extreme high credibility, people with the knowledge and the background on how to work with an NGO, people that have the experience of many years. So the board has now shifted completely. And right now, what we are busy with is actually setting up a new structure. And I'm telling you this truthfully, that after the NGO Whisperer, what you thought, what you assumed was good, you realize now you have to change direction. So right now, that is what we are doing. The whole direction is changing. The focus is changing based on the learning.
Thank you so much. We are so glad to hear that you're putting proper structures in place and also onboarding new board members who are going to add value to Global Peace Let's Talk. Share with us, what does the future of Global Peace Let's Talk look like?
Dr. Carolyne, it's exciting. It's very exciting, because I'm a very open person, and I like collaborations, and I like people to share skills and knowledge. So what has happened is that many of our members have shared ideas, what they'd like to see, and all of these are being looked at and discussed and shared in the board. And so we are taking on advisement, even from our members, to say what they'd like to see. So the structure and the focus, in the beginning, we had 12 what we called chapters. And now, after listening to a year's experience, we're able to now fully make the relevant adjustments. And it means that there will be a change in how we manage our chapters, and also the number of chapters, and where our core focus will be. So it's a total unique approach that's coming up for a year ahead. The whole business plan is changing, and it's changing in line with the learning that I received from the Whisperer. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nikki. It is very refreshing to hear what you've planned, and also to know that your team members, your guardian networks, and members of Global Peace Let's Talk are actually contributing to the revamped and restructured Global Peace Let's Talk. So thank you so much for engaging with them and sharing the information that you learned at the Global Fellowship Program. That is the essence of it. You learn the information, you share it with your team, and then they give feedback on how they want the organization to grow. Of course, you know, there is feedback systems that you have in place, that you have set up in place, and a way in which you can gain feedback and share information across the board. So I am very, very excited to see what you will accomplish globally across the 44 countries that you are in right now. What last message do you have for governments, for good citizens, and civil society organizations, which are other NGOs that you're collaborating with, on global peace and communication around the world?
My message to government is that NGOs are the people that have the best information to share with you about what is happening, the mood in the country, and where there are problems and areas that need to be resolved. So involving government is a huge plus because you are showing them then where their leadership is required and where they can offer the best support. So firstly, yes, my message to government: arrange meetings with your local NGOs, speak to the NGOs, arrange a session, an event where they are able to give you feedback on how it is that your government is doing to the people that they are leading. Work with your local NGOs. These are the people that will be able to give you the whole culture of your country and what exactly is needed to change. And the second thing for me is that the other area that you asked for is that NGOs must make sure that they involve as many people as possible. I would also say involve your police force, for example, because these are the people that have been put in place to protect the communities. Involve them also. That's something I learned from the Whisperer. So all the government, different government organizations, the government yourself, even your president, if you can have access to that, if you can build a close working relationship with those people, then you are going to be successful.
Thank you so much. That is powerful. You know, building relationship with the local communities, bringing communities together, governments collaborating with local communities to find meaningful solutions for them. And in this case, to have peace or build peace in the society. Thank you so much, Dr. Nikki. You being one of the Global Fellows class of 2021 indeed has been the highlight of our achievements since we were founded as an organization. We appreciate you, we celebrate you, we honor you, and look forward to working with you in building peace across the globe in all the countries that you are present. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on social media. Thank you so much for joining us today. For those who are interested to be part of the NGO Whisperer Global Fellowship Program class of 2022, we have good news for you. The applications opened on the 29th of January. We invite you to put in your applications and be part of the NGO Whisperer Global Fellowship Program class of 2022. This year, we are going to have 20 fellows. Last year we had 14. This year we are taking it a notch higher to 20 fellows who are executives, leaders of NGOs and social enterprises around the world. We look forward to having you. The classes will begin in July and end in December 2022. As always, it's all about connecting people, raising funds, and impacting lives globally.